I live next door.
You do? Which room?
4E?
No, you don't. You're not fooling me. You're one of them, aren't you?
One of them? Who is them?
I told you all before, I am not leaving. The only way you can drag me out of here is as a corpse. Goodbye. Where else can I go?
Okay, well, that didn't help. But yeah, yes, I failed to follow my guide to the letter here, actually. Because my guide says that you should not even bother talking to the ghost and just GTFO. Go back to the barn.
So, is it all taken care of?
Not yet, dear.
Slacker.
So let's go back to the barn. Okay, so we have a couple of names to check up on. Like this one.
Got her. There's a phone number but no address.
Okay, well, there's something to go on. Let's look for these guys while we're at it.
There's no listing. They must be based out of town.
Okay. Never mind. Let's just call this lady and see what's going down.
Hello?
Is this Harriet Sherman?
Who is this?
My name is Lauren Blackwell.
What do you want?
Now, this is actually a tiny dialogue puzzle. So, to progress, you need to do this.
I'm calling from Seagram Realty.
Oh, why didn't you say? You've got my $60.
Yes, I do. But before I give it to you, I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Fine. Come on by and I'll answer whatever you want. 24 Rector, down in Battery Park City. Just buzz up.
So, Joey,
Yeah?
got any spare cash on you?
Sorry, left my wallet in my other pants. Probably the pair I was buried in.
Oh, well, that is a bummer. Now, rainy day jar. Let's see if there's anything in here.
Things I'll do for a case.
Doesn't show up in the inventory. But, oh well. That's just the way it is.
Come on,
Let's
get
just
outta
go.
here.
Right behind you.
Go to Harriet Sherman's.
It's open. I'm back here in the kitchen.
Harriet?
Doggy.
Mrs. Sherman, if
Possibly.
you don't mind. You from Seagram Realty?
Yes.
Have you got my money?
I wanted to ask you a few questions first.
You're welcome to ask me anything you'd like. After you give me the money. You got it?
I sure do.
It's about time. Give it here.
Here you go.
It's all here, sure enough. I'd say thanks if I hadn't had to fight tooth and nail to get it.
What teeth, you old bat?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I won't.
Joey.
Now, you wanted to ask me something?
So tell me about yourself.
Me? What do you want to know?
Your name came up during an investigation I'm working on.
Investigation? Don't you work for Seagram Realty?
Not exactly.
Ah, you just use them as a way to get to me, huh?
Yes. Is that a problem?
Oh, not at all. Just don't expect your money back.
She's all heart.
Yeah, what Joey said.
Do you know any reporters from the New Yorker magazine?
Reporters? No.
I'm just going through the motions to be thorough.
Do you know anything about a strange old woman wandering the streets?
Funny you mention that.
Really?
I once saw a strange old woman wandering the hallway back in the old building. I yelled at her to leave, and she did. I doubt that she was the one you're looking for, though. The world is full of strange old ladies, not unlike myself.
Now that is important, actually.
What can you tell me about the construction site on 53rd Street?
You've been there? How's the old place looking?
It's a big hole in the ground.
Ha! Can only be an improvement. I used to live there. Then Seagram Realty bought it and tore it down. Going to build something new and fancy, no doubt.
Okay. Let's see if there's something else I can ask about.
Goodbye, Mrs. Sherman.
Don't mention it.
No, I think I messed that up. Let's try this again.
It's open.
There's
Mrs.
an
Sherman?
envelope over here,
Hello again. You got more questions for me?
and
Yes, I
we need
do.
it.
Well, hurry up and ask. I ain't getting any younger.
They kicked you out of your own home?
No big loss. The place was a dump. Plus, they wanted it so badly that they paid most of us a monthly stipend just to leave. Pretty generous, actually. I can almost forgive them for nearly robbing me.
So they paid you money to leave.
Yep. Like I said, it was a pretty generous deal. Building was about to be condemned anyway, so everyone was grateful for the offer. Well, everyone except for Mavis Wilcox.
Aha, we have a clue.
Who is Mavis Wilcox?
A lunatic is what she was. She lived down the hall from me, so I know how crazy she was.
Why was she crazy?
She refused to leave is why. Seagram was offering her a fortune, but still she refused.
Why did Mavis refuse to leave?
She was a lunatic. I believe I already established this. A total shut-in. The prospect of leaving her little apartment terrified her. I'm old and feeble. If I could manage the move, she could have. Of course, it doesn't matter now.
Did they ever get Mavis to leave?
Oh, you could say that. Yes, you could definitely say that. She left all right. Left the entire world, in fact.
You mean she died?
Yes. Someone broke in and choked her to death. Right in the apartment she loved so much. I'd call it ironic if it weren't so tragic.
Does that sound familiar to you? And that old lady we met at the docks, the promenade?
Did they ever find out who killed Mavis?
No. Some stray kid, most likely. Thought the building was empty and went in to steal whatever was left over. Didn't count on anyone being there. Bumped into Mavis, then had to kill her. Happens all the time.
How well did you know Mavis?
Like I said, I lived just down the hall from her, on the 3rd floor. I didn't know her well, but she did get some mail just before they smashed the place up. I took it, just in case a relative or something came looking. But it's been 6 months, and nothing.
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
Just that she lived on the 3rd floor with me. There's nothing else.
Okay, well, that 3rd floor, that is an important clue. But that's for much later. Well, I say much later, but later.
Anything else
Either
you
way.
can tell me about Mavis?
Just that she lived. There's
Can you tell me any...
good. I like.
Uh-huh. And there we go. That's the option I was looking for.
Do you still have Mavis's things?
Yes, I do. Such as they are. There wasn't much, just that envelope on the counter.
Could I look at it?
You knew Mavis?
Sort of. Yes.
Well, you might as well take a look at them. Nobody else has come looking.
Thanks. Goodbye, Mrs. Sherman.
Don't mention it.
Okay, right. So, we have an envelope that we need to examine. Let me just go out for a quick smoke first. And, you know, with that, I will actually call it quits for today. And, yeah.